Welcome back to Hot Girl Academy. Today's lesson is one of my personal favorites, and it might actually be the one that changes how you see yourself forever. Alright, today's lesson is lesson 2, and it is called You Are More Attractive Than You Think. Now, I know when you first hear that, part of you might be like, yeah, sure, maybe, or I'm not attractive at all. But let's just pause right there, because that same hesitation and resistance that you have to that affirmation is exactly what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so this lesson is broken up into 6 parts. I'm going to call out each part, that way you can identify them, but I am also going to call it out in the video by chapters in case there are any you want to revisit. Okay, part 1, the illusion of self-perception. Here is the thing, how attractive you think you are is not actually the truth. It's actually a reflection of your current level of self-acceptance and your subconscious beliefs. So two people can look at the same mirror and see two completely different versions of themselves. One can see flaws, while the other one sees potential and beauty. And really, if you think about it, the mirror did not change, but the energy behind the person did. So most of us have been trained, often since childhood to literally pick ourselves apart, right? To first notice what is wrong before anything is right. We compare, we overanalyze, we scroll on social media, and we start to believe that beauty is something you have to earn or create rather than something you just embody and that you are. But your attraction, your real attraction, doesn't come from symmetry or filters or fillers or anything like that. It comes from energetic congruence. That means that your inside world and your outside world are in harmony. You feel good about you, and because of that, you look good without even trying too hard. So, I just want to add a personal experience when it comes to this part, in case anyone can relate. But basically, for my own life, I noticed this one day specifically because I was having a day where I was feeling really down on myself. And I remember I was being super critical of like my body and just how I looked. And in the past, I had dealt with that where I would sometimes look in the mirror and just be like, I'm not pretty at all. Like, I just remember looking at myself in the mirror and like feeling really sad of my physical appearance because I felt like, you know, it's not what is beautiful. Like, I don't have the perfect nose, I don't have this, I don't have that. And so, I would feel like that. And I would just leave that situation feeling really bad about myself, and it was like a whole thing. But recently, I had that where I had a day where I felt like that. And then, I was able to soothe myself and kind of get out of that place. And then, shortly, like after, kind of like that same day, but in the evening, I was feeling a lot better and, just kind of allowing myself to understand that, those kinds of situations happen and that I'm not perfect and that it is okay to maybe feel really ugly in the morning, but I can end my day feeling really beautiful, right? Because sometimes when I would have those shifts, I would feel kind of like ridiculous. And so that day I had that happen, but this time I was like, no, it's fine. I'm really glad I was able to like feel better, etc. So I remember that then, after I felt really good, I looked at myself in the mirror again, and it was almost like it changed. Like, I felt like in the morning I looked bigger, I looked uglier, just different. And then in the evening, when I was looking at myself again, but I felt much, much better, it was almost like, wait, I am actually losing weight. Oh my god, my skin is so soft. Wow, my eyes are so pretty. Wow, I have really nice lips. Like, literally, my whole experience changed. And that's when it clicked, like, to me, like, it's all an illusion. And the way the energy that you're feeling in that moment is going to dictate the the perception that you have of how you look. And that's when I started being like a lot more mindful of when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling down, don't like look at yourself in the mirror. Don't do anything that's going to, um, you know, make that critique go even bigger, because it's you're not gonna look representative of how you are. It's really about how you feel. So basically, I placed a rule on myself of when I'm feeling sad, I'm not looking in the mirror, and when I'm feeling good, then I can do it, because I realized it's all a fake illusion. I'm gonna get sad and feel so terrible for no real reason. So I share that story because it literally illustrates this first part, that it is an illusion. The energy that you feel about yourself will literally dictate how you look at yourself when you look in a mirror. Like, if you feel beautiful, you will literally look beautiful, because it is your energy radiating that. Imagine like your energy is like a light behind a mirror, and when you're feeling good, it's bright and it shines, and you're just like, wow. And when you're on the opposite end of that, it's dark and it's kind of like this thing where you can't really, like, it's just shadowy, and it's kind of like not something that is making you look your best. So um, yeah, be really careful about what your self perception is. Try to write down maybe what limiting beliefs you have about yourself, but really take into account that you are always seeing basically um, the illusion that is coming from that perception that you have in the moment. So be very mindful of how you feel, especially as women when we look at ourselves in the mirror. Please take this into account. I want this to help prevent any person out there to have moments where you feel ugly. This is just me trying to help you understand that those moments when you feel ugly, honey, you're not ugly. It's because you feel ugly. So focus on understanding why you feel ugly so you can change it, so you can go back to that same mirror and realize how beautiful you are. All right, so part 2. Why you are hotter than you think. Okay, so I'm going to break this down into 2 truths. Truth 1, you are downplaying yourself because of your limiting beliefs. And this kind of plays into what I was just speaking about previously, but I just want to say, I say this with love because we all do it. But let me repeat that. You are downplaying yourself because of your own limiting beliefs. Maybe at some point someone made you feel too much or not enough. Maybe you've been told that your beauty looks a certain way and you've internalized that story. Maybe you had bullying in school, especially in that time frame when we were young and other people told us how we looked. Like, I had that happen with like family members. I had that happen with like boys in school that would tell me like, you're ugly or you're fat or you're this. And I just remember like sticking it in my head, and I'm like, that's a truth. And it was really, really hard to get rid of it. But now I can go back and identify and say, the first idea that I had that I was ugly did not come from me. It came from someone else who knows how he looks like, right? Like, I'm just kidding, but just saying, like, it's coming from someone who was a child and who did not know any better. So why would I even listen to that? Like, why am I holding that as a truth? But the wild thing is that those beliefs that we have created from all of those situations, whatever your personal story is not a fact. They're just an energetic program that is running in your subconscious because you've kept believing it, so you keep playing it, so it's like ingrained. But when you stop believing them, when you stop, like agreeing with those lies, like you stop taking them as a truth, your energy is going to shift, your body language is going to change, your magnetism is going to turn on. Because attraction is not about perfection, it is about presence. And it's about how you show up when you're not trying to fix yourself anymore. Okay, so truth number 2. Because of those same limiting beliefs, you might not be taking care of yourself in a way that reflects how attractive you actually are. And no, I'm not just talking about makeup and hair or fashion. I'm talking about like energetic maintenance. So when you feel beautiful, you start moving differently. You drink water, you nourish your body, you take care of your skin, not to fix it, but because it feels good to like love on yourself because you feel worthy of it. You start paying attention to the vibe you carry. Like, you notice that your eyes sparkle when you're happy, your smile is different when you're proud of yourself, your hair literally shines more when you're rested and emotionally balanced. Because beauty is not separate from energy, it literally is energy. Your glow, your softness, your confidence, it's all an energetic reflection of how deeply you value yourself. And here I just want to quickly share before I jump to part three that this has to do a lot with like those times where when we just feel like I'm not important enough or I'm not pretty enough or whatever, not enough to like get dressed up or to like try on a hairstyle that you want to or to like wear that dress that you've been wanting to wear or those shoes or those pants or whatever makes you feel special. And whenever you hold off that feeling of special because I don't have an event that's important enough, or I don't have plans, or I don't have whatever, that right there is sometimes something that we tend to do. Like I say, because I used to do it a lot. Like I would save my nice clothes for this or that, and then when I started kind of like focusing on like no, like I'm beautiful now and my life is important now and I feel good now, I started wearing and being the version of myself that I was holding off for that special occasion every single day. On a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a day where all I had to do was work. And it made me feel good. It made me feel like I was worthy. It just was something that lifted my spirits. So, if you're someone who struggles with that, maybe take into account, why do you feel like you're not important enough or you're not worthy enough to like, invest in yourself, like create a routine where you are, making yourself feel more beautiful. Like, for example, before I used to not take any supplements. I was not taking it because I was like, for what? It's not important, or, just kind of dismissing it. And then when I shifted this, I was like, oh yeah, I am doing it. Why? Because I matter, because I want to feel good, because I feel good knowing that I'm giving myself something that my body needs and that I'm nourishing myself. Like, for example, I just recently started taking collagen and fish oil capsules, and um, I've been sticking to the routine, and I noticed that I've been feeling really good because I'm like, I'm taking care of myself, and I've been doing it now for almost like a month. My skin, my hair have been just shining so beautifully like these past few like days that I feel like I'm now in that stage where I'm noticing the effects of me like taking that, and I feel so happy, so proud of myself. I feel like I'm just giving myself so much love by taking care of myself and like sticking to that, and like now being able to see the results, that I'm just so excited. And I'm like, yeah, I am going to start buying collagen, and that's going to be part of something that I maintain, you know? And so just wanted to share that as part of my own experience. But all right, let's move on to part three. What happens when you start believing it? Okay, so when you begin to accept that you are more attractive than you think, something very radical happens. Your belief system recalibrates. You start to notice compliments landing differently. You notice that opportunities show up. People look at you longer. It's not because you just suddenly got hotter, but it's because your energy became more magnetic. You stopped apologizing for your beauty. You stopped shrinking your light so others could feel comfortable. And your aura, that subtle frequency that people feel before they even see you, gets louder, softer, warmer, and clearer all at once. You literally become a walking frequency of self-love, and that is what really is attraction. It's a frequency of self-love. So when you start piecing all of this together, you need to recalibrate your belief system. You need to change it. So now that we've spoken about that, let's jump to part 4. Now let's talk about the embodiment practice. Okay, so after you listen to this lesson, like, here is a small little like exercise you can do. Feel free to do it now, feel free to do it later, like only you know like when you're ready for it. But okay, so what you're gonna do is that you're gonna stand in front of a mirror and you're going to look at yourself for 60 seconds. You are not going to judge, so try your best to not judge. Don't like look at yourself and criticize. Just see yourself, like stay neutral as much as you can, and then say this phrase out loud: I am more attractive than I think. My beauty expands as my beliefs rise. My energy is my glow. If you want, you can place your hand on your heart, but please say this out loud. I'm going to repeat it one more time. I am more attractive than I think. My beauty expands as my beliefs rise. My energy is my glow. Now, notice how your body reacts. Like, you might feel warmth, you might feel tingly, or like resistance, like you might feel a little like nervous. For me, I notice that I'm feeling resistance with something when my voice shakes when I say something. So like if I am saying a phrase or an affirmation that is targeting a belief, a limiting belief that I'm like trying to like work towards, I will notice that sometimes my voice will shake, and that's literally resistance. So just try to like see what you feel. You'll know, but repeat that phrase. Okay, so when you notice how your body reacts, just know that that is the old programming surfacing. And it's also the transition where your new belief is now taking root. Like, that is a moment where your body is hearing something different. So you doing that is literally like you're rewiring it, because you are looking at yourself so your brain is identifying that you relate to that affirmation. That's why you're getting a feeling, because when you're looking at yourself in the mirror while you say that, your brain is registering that you your your face ties back to that affirmation. So that's why I'm saying there might be a reaction. So try to figure out like what is it, and just so you understand what's going on, but just know that there's a transition in the energy there, right? So don't like get scared or overwhelmed. It's part of the process. And then at the end, place your hand over your heart one more time and just say, I deserve to see myself clearly. And then do this for 7 days and watch like how people, even mirrors, start responding differently to you. It's a very simple exercise. I think it's a good starting point, but just try to do it for 7 days and just take note of what happens around you. All right, part 5. The science and spirit of attraction. Okay, so we're going to get a little deeper here, but your nervous system is always responding to your thoughts. When you think, I'm not that pretty, your body literally contracts. Your posture will close, your glow will dim, your voice will like soften. But when you think, I look amazing today, your nervous system relaxes, your eyes widen, your breath deepens, your energy opens up. That physical openness is magnetic. That is what people feel before they even realize why they're drawn to you. So when I say you're more attractive than you think, it's not just like, some mindset stuff. It's literally energetic physics. So your thoughts create biochemical reactions that either shrink or expand your radiance. And the more you practice expansion, the more that your outer beauty mirrors your inner belief. All right, part 6, the reframe. From now on, I want you to stop chasing the idea of pretty. Pretty is very conditional. It really depends on lighting, filters, trends, and like other people's approval, and it's very subjective, right? Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, they say, right? So like stop trying to chase that because it's a waste of time. Instead, focus on cultivating magnetism because magnetism is timeless. Magnetism is you knowing that your worth is in every version of yourself. When you have a messy bun, when you have a bare face, when you have a full glam, when you have acne, whatever stage you are in, you are magnetic no matter what. It's a quiet confidence that says, I am enough, period. Nothing else. Because when you start believing that, people will feel it. So you are no longer trying to be attractive, you simply are. So just to wrap up part 6, I'll share my own experience with this is that in the past, I used to think that beauty looked a specific way, right? And I chased that. I never got to the point of like getting fillers because I was scared, to be honest, and I'm not a fan of needles. But yeah, like I just felt like for example, I hated my nose, and so I kept feeling like, oh, like my nose makes my side profile look really ugly, so I would avoid like being seen by that end or whatever. But basically what I'm saying is that when I stopped chasing the specific idea that I had in my head about what pretty meant, sometimes that idea came from social media, it came from like, you know, just like things that you see or whatever. But when I stopped chasing that, and I started practicing that same like mirror affirmations, I noticed that I started accepting myself, but that I also started associating my physical appearance with beauty. So that's why I included the mirror exercise in this because it's really important. It will really help you to associate that with your face, basically. And so when I started to feel that and embody that, now I'm just like, I'm hot in every stage. I am hot in my messy bun. I am hot in my baggy sweatpants. Like, I just feel hot all the time. And then when I get ready, I feel 10 times hotter. And it's just been this feeling of happiness and like gratitude and just fulfillment that feels so beautiful. So I really, really want you to please focus on the magnetism that comes when you feel good about who you are by simply accepting who you are in that moment, right? Like how I explained it. When you say, I look great today, I feel good, your energy expands. But when you say an affirmation that is the opposite of that, when you're critiquing yourself because you're comparing it to whatever it is that you're comparing it to, your energy will contract. So basically, magnetism is you accepting and loving who you are. Now, if you know that there are areas where you can improve, then go right ahead because you're totally, totally worth it. You see how it all ties in together? So, all right, just wrapping up is I just want to remind you that you are not behind. You are not less than, and you are not invisible. You are simply in the process of remembering how magnetic you have always been. And every time that you choose to nourish yourself, your mind, your energy, your body, you will literally raise your vibration and your visible radiance. And that is the real glow up. Not the one that is seen in selfies, but the one that is felt when people are in your presence. That is the glow up that you're really, really chasing. The energy, the difference in your energy, that's what people are gonna say. You glowed up. And it's not just like the physical, because really think about it, you're really the same person. Maybe you know, have some minor differences or whatever, but it's really your energies, that magnetic feeling that someone's like, wow, I didn't feel this about you before. That's the real glow up. So, I'm here to tell you that you are more attractive than you currently think. And the sooner that you believe that, the faster that your entire reality will start to reflect it back to you. So please go look in the mirror, take a breath, and let your energy do the talking. Because energy does not lie, and yours is stunning. I love you. Goodbye.